It is getting to be night here in Australia. It's 7:45. Finishing up this. I need this done before I leave so that you have it ready. I'd love to tell you to be ready on Monday. It won't. It'll be ready Tuesday. I was too damn busy at the sale. And then after the sale, I know I don't want to say this to you, but it was hotter than the inside of a cow. It was hotter than the inside of a cow. I haven't used that in a long time. It was hotter than the inside of a cow at the sale. It was 38 degrees in the shade. Even the cold beer couldn't keep you cold. And it really sucked the life out of me. By the time we get done at the sale, we went to dinner last night. Then we came into Sydney. We're staying in Sydney. I'm in the 9th floor, and Kelly's in the... How did that happen? Kelly's in the 21st floor, and I'm on the 9th floor. It's not right. Anyway, we went out today and went shopping and had some lunch, and then hopefully I can talk Daniel Cordini and I'm coming over. I might go to the casino tonight. Don't tell him. But we might swing by the casino maybe tonight. Definitely got to get something to eat. It's 7:45 and Kelly and I haven't eaten. So get this done quick. Not much to tell about the yearlings. I'm going to tell you what I know, but it's going to sound a lot like what last time I knew. A couple of updates. Neither are positive, but that happens. We'll start with Ailson. Now, I'm telling you what I was told, what James told me. Why is this phone doing this now? Why would you do that? I'm going to tell you why is this not blurry? There, that might work better. Yeah, there we go. Ailson, I'm going to tell you what I was told by James, the other trainers, everything else. Obviously, I didn't see them train on Saturday or Wednesday, but I'm going to give you an update on what I was told. Ailson trained well. She's been training well, though. It's not really a shocker for you, is it? Ailson trained well. Now, I will tell you the first piece of bad news, Anteros. Now, with the horses staying in, extended period of time in their barn, they get a little antsy. It's nobody's fault. It's not the training center's fault. It's not the groom's fault. It's not anybody's fault at all. Anteros kicked the wall. Injured his tendon behind. Left hind tendon. He's not going to make his stakes this year. He's not going to be ready till the fall at the earliest. He will be back on the track when his leg is 100%, which will not be till April, May at the earliest. He injured himself like a big kid. Kids get hurt, and babies get hurt, and horses get hurt sometimes. So it's an unfortunate part of racing, but it happened. So we're going to move forward. We're going to treat it. We're going to rehab it properly, make sure we get him right. The vets... prognosis for me was positive. Hind tendon injuries are very rare. So every horse is different. He was not happy with how it looked, but happy with the fact that he could tell me he thought it would knit back good. He's a young horse. Should be fine. Should be fine would be a light thing to say. It should heal, and he should be able to continue on with his career. The vets will never ever tell you, like a doctor wouldn't, you'll make a full recovery. But he was optimistic. So, Anteros is on the mend. Arctic Force, train good again. Again, these are mile and a half distances for these horses. Trained well. As soon as we get the corks off, we can get the flip-flops off. I think you're going to see a different Arctic Force. He's looked good. He's done everything right. I've been happy with him. I think you're going to see a much better horse when those corks and flip-flops come off. Beach Boutique. Dancing with My Own is the full sister Beach Boutique. They're nothing alike. Dancing on My Own was kind of a little cranky at 2, a little lackadaisical, maybe even borderline lazy. But this filly is not. Her sister is a powerhouse, and part of me wishes, like Dancing on My Own, we put a lot of money into, and she's got a long way to go and a big hole to dig out of. I really wish our ownership group bought all the Dancing on My Own group bought all of Beach Boutique, so we could at least say we have the family. Because I think Beach Boutique's got a bright future ahead of her, real bright future. Beach Bum BB, another horse I think's got a bright future. She looked fantastic. Mark Isabel was a great fit for this filly. Disco, we call him. She looked amazing 2 weeks ago. Then Danny went with her. Danny's obviously a little more guarded with her. Takes pretty good care of this filly too. And I think you can see what she's capable of, though, when you cut her loose. Mark kind of cut her loose the day he went with her, and she looked tremendous. Looked great again last week. Bend Over is getting better. I know you guys want to say he's finally the horse we bought him to be. Well, we didn't pay a lot of money for him. He is well bred, and I think he'll come forward. But it will take time. He is training a little bit slower than everybody else. Not time-wise. His maturity rate is a little bit slower. Do we geld him? Maybe. Maybe that's something we can talk about. But for right now, I'm pretty happy with the progression I've seen from Bend Over. Bottle of Red, probably the enthusiasm surrounding our Australian Heston Blue Chip filly probably comes from Brushcut and Bottle of Red, and they're back-to-back in the lists every week. Bottle of Red and Brushcut are training great, look great. Very, very happy with both of them. Very happy with Heston Blue Chip as a sire, and excited to see what's going to take place with these two in New York this year. Cabernet has been training great ever since James started going with her. Not that she didn't train great before, but I think James really understands the type of filly she is. He said she can be a little lazy, but when you put her in gear, she can really dance. And I've been very happy with what I've seen from Cabernet. Canadian Titan gets better every time you go there. And you don't have to listen to me say that. Just go back and look at the videos. She had a slow start. She made a lot of mistakes. Now she's really, really dialed in mentally and really turning into a nice filly. Capistrano, we talked, obviously because of the War We Needy filly we bought in Australia. I've talked up Capistrano to a lot of people in the southern hemisphere and a lot of people here. You know my feeling about this filly. This is a War We Needy filly out of a sister to Mr. Feelgood. Everybody in the first dam was kind of bred to okay horses, and I guess War We Needy is just a mediocre sire in the eyes of everybody else. But I see a very talented filly, a filly that has no less than 3 full months less training than the likes of Bottle of Red or Brushcut or any of those top horses. And I think what you're going to see over the next 3 months is this filly really step up. Capistrano is a horse I am really, really interested to see what's going to take place with this filly. Ontario sired filly, really excited. Cheatin' Dixie, getting her wheels back on her now, look good training. Made a little break the other day. It's probably just interfering a bit and running in, but sound. Her knees were really bothering her. We really backed off with this filly, trying to take a real conservative approach, but she's now catching up. She'd been in 237, so there's no concerns with her losing time. She wasn't losing time. She was just jogging when other horses were training. Not a lot of loss there, and she's really come back forward. We really did. I think Mario's done a great job with that filly, and starting to look really, really good. Classic Con, Mario loves him. He owns a piece of him. So, trained well when Jason went with him. Really starting to stretch into himself this colt. You really see him starting to make some gains down the backstretch, getting into the far turn in that race. That training set. A little guarded in the last turn and trotted on hard down the lane. Really, really good to see this horse excelling. Classy Will, always kind of hiding in the bushes, isn't he? Is he good? Is he bad? I don't know. Looks good. I know when I cut him loose about a month and a half ago, just in the first time we were really starting to train them, I was really impressed with him. It's a well-bred colt, and I think he'll be a nice horse. I'd love to sit behind him one of these days and cut him loose again, but he's one of them ones that never do anything wrong. Now, don't get any too concerned. See in Tuscany was in the exact same position last year, so Classy Will, pretty interested in this colt too. Classic Compass Rose DC, filly that, she's got an iffy attitude. I wouldn't say she's got a bad attitude, but be a little cranky. Jason was really impressed with her the other day. He gets along well with this filly, and he should, because he's going to train her this summer. So he got along really, really well with her. Really, you know, as Jason moves some horses out of his racing barn and approaches his trip to Ohio with these horses. Now, I don't know if we send 5 down full-time and Jason goes down full-time, or one of our workers goes down to take care of them. But that'll be up to Jason. I'll talk to him about that. If he stays here, we may move the Compass Rose DC types over to Jason so he can get familiarized with them. But I thought he got along really well with Compass Rose DC the other day, and he liked her. Crazy Mission, another horse coming on. Much the same as Bend Over. Getting there a little bit better every week. I think he ran the other day because they put him in a position where it was either trot or run, and he run. You got to protect this colt. You got to guard him. That's my fault, not his. So I've been happy with him for the most part. Another horse that's really starting to catch my eye quietly is Don't Believe Me, Just Watch. As I start watching all the sets, all the horses in the set, what they're doing, how they're behaving throughout the sets. Don't Believe Me, Just Watch. He's a midget. He's a little tiny fella, but really starting to catch my eye, this colt. Effusive has always caught our eye. This is one of our better horses. Danny went with him the other day. I said, how is he? He said, good. He was in with their best horses. And I said, really? He said, Tony, why are you asking me? He's good every week. Because he made a couple of breaks and stuff. I didn't tell Danny that. He was away when the horse made a break. Has always impressed me and always impressed Danny, and he was very happy with him. Emerald Miss, I warned you, keep an eye on this filly. She looked tremendous the other day. James went with her. We had made a few little shoeing adjustments, a tiny equipment change on her, and I said to James after, how was he? He said, how was she? He said, totally different. The week before, a little scabby, a little out of gear. You could tell she had speed, but I told him that's exactly how her sister was. He went with her the other day. He said, what a difference. He said the filly could have went around 5 more times. He said she felt great. I wasn't surprised to hear it. He was a little surprised to say it, but I wasn't surprised to hear it. Really impressed with Emerald Miss. Enjoying my life, continues to train good. I know that Matthew and Tina might be watching this and saying, yeah, but she's in the mix. You know, are we going to pay her into everything? She's in the mix. Yes, this is a nice filly. And has been a very, very nice filly since day one. Has been one of our best. Very smart, mentally and physically. Strong filly. And I think she's going to have a very good 2019. Enduring Strength keeps coming back better and better and better and looking better. I think we absolutely made the right call by castrating this colt. I know there was some opposition, as there should be. It's not like I'm always right. But very happy with what I've seen from Enduring Strength since we did snip him. Excellent Nation continues to quietly be a horse that impresses everybody, as he should be. This is a colt that has a lot of really, really quick speed. I don't like how I saw him the other day duck his head and get a little ignorant in the hole. This horse still got a real big set of testicles for a small horse, and those can evaporate also. But for now, he is safe. Fox Valley Shazam, training great. We had a little issue where in the icy, deeper track, she swung to the pace and made a break. That's because she got a long gait. She'll get to the turns, she'll box herself up, and then she'll get a little pacey and come right up trotting. We got to stop her from doing that. And we made a little shoe and a change, and I told Mario, you know, just work on her every day, turn her, push her through the turns, push her through the turns, push her through the turns, get her used to those turns. And I think she looks much, much better now. Film Fanatic, who is now Giddy Up Max, we're going to put him in the G's. Giddy Up Max looked better. We did castrate Max. I went with him, and I called David and his father. I didn't call his dad yet. Lee, I'm sorry. I owe you a phone call, and you're going to get it right away. Giddy Up Max needed to be castrated just because he was a pouty little bugger, and he's not going to be now. I was very happy with what I saw from him, speed-wise, intelligence-wise, gait-wise, attitude-wise. Gave him a little D-, and he's now a gelding. Forged in Fire. Sylvain Filion called me about one horse the day he went with our horses. You know, obviously he liked Knockdown Dragout and talked about her and talked about the other ones that were expected to be good, but made one reference to one little horse he went in the 5th or 6th set that he really, really liked, and that was Forged in Fire. Not shocking. This horse has been impressive for quite a while. French Twist, again, kind of plots along. 2 owners on that horse. I'm one. The breeder's one. Or not the breeder, I guess, win back. But we're happy with what we've seen with the horse. I don't see any reason to be concerned at all about him. And training down well, looks good. We'll see. You know, I don't think he's a gold horse, a special horse by any means, but that's fine. I just want him to be an effective horse. If he gets better and turns into a gold horse, great. If he doesn't and he turns out to be an effective racehorse, that's great too. Not asking for a whole lot, just asking for horses that want to put out and want to try. It will be up to us to find classes for those horses. So I'm going to cut it off here. It's getting a little dark in here. Oh, wait. How do I turn this on? Well, that's embarrassing. I'm going to be right back in a minute. I'm going to get more light in here. I think that's why this is doing this. And I will fix it, run through the rest of the horses, and I'll be right back in 1 minute. Well, that's much better. Every time you go to a hotel, it's weird in Australia. They have all their sockets, all their lights have to be switched on individually. Like you can turn the room on, but you can like turn the sockets off. So there's no, anyway, doesn't matter. I couldn't find out how to turn the damn lights on. They're on now. See me a little bit better. I think it'll be a lot less blurry here moving forward. I'll run through the last 2 streams of these lists really quick and be underway because I'm starting to get a little bit hungry. Frontier Cruise has been training good. And you notice the last set, the hobble came undone. He broke a hobble. which first broken equipment of the year. He broke a hobble when he was starting to make a big move with that colt. Not a big deal. He trained good again on Wednesday and Saturday. Now, Fusspot trained good. I don't think James gets along with this filly for some reason. I love her to death. You've seen how fast she can go. He said, she's okay. I said, she's a little better than okay. And when I go with her, she looks fantastic. She made a little break on me, and then Mario protected her because he was worried about her making a break. But I'll be back soon, Fussy. Don't worry. Globetrotting has been good for quite some time since we changed her shoes and put the hobbles on her. She's been really, really good. Really impressed with Globetrotting. Gold Watch. We talked about how Capistrano's 3 months behind. Well, this guy blew a giant pus pocket out of his foot. Then we castrated him. He's missed a lot more time. He's probably 4 months behind these horses. So it's pretty hard for me to get too excited about Gold Watch. I think he's well bred. I think he's going to be a nice horse. But got a lot of work to do, and we're going to put it to him here soon enough. Harness AM has been very, very good. Has been really good for a while. One of our top fillies. Has looked good every time anybody sat behind her. They talk about how handy she is, how nice she is. How couldn't you talk about it? She is. Both of those. Harness AM's been good. Havana Una Na was great when James went with her, and he went with her the next 2 times. I know he likes this filly. He said to me, the first time he made a break on her, on him, maybe like a month ago, and then she made a tiny little break, but still come on and won the training set easy. He said, yeah, she's got some real pop to her. I like this filly a lot. She's got a nice way of going. I really like everything about her. Hometown Boys getting better every week, and we knew it would take a little time to grind this guy into condition, but starting to look good now. I'll Play It Alone, starting to look really good. You saw the set last week. They were really pacing on the end of it, and Sylvain, I think it was Sylvain went with her, went to wheel him out and pace with them, put a couple of steps in. We had let his hobbles out. I told him, I said, no more pulling his hobbles in. Let them out. He'll be fine. We put a little set of trailers on him behind, lightened him up front a little bit. Went to a really light full suede shoe. I think when the corks come off, this guy will be smooth as silk. Inland Beach. We took the flip-flops off Inland Beach, and you saw how she manhandled them the other day. She looked fantastic. She struggled a bit in the snow all winter with those flip-flops on, but as I said to Mario, he used to always say, can we take them off? Can we take them off? I said, little adversity never hurt anybody. So we had them left on her, and she was awesome the other day when we finally took them off her. Jailhouse Master, James actually likes him. He said, 2 weeks ago we had him hung up to run in, and he said he was running away and he was out of gear. We changed him all back around the way we had him quite a while ago. James went with him the other day. He said, I like this horse. He wants to do... You can't go with him and not like Jailhouse Master. He wants to be a better horse. If we could put his engine in a clean-gated pacer or trotter, be a creature. Jailhouse Master is training better now. Really good. Johan was good. James in the training set, and he said it after. He goes, yeah, I just went too fast with him on the end. He was flying on the end of it. Johan's got to get his head in the game, obviously. That's always the thing with Johan, keeping his distraction. Don't be too concerned. There's another horse that we had to go to great lengths to keep his wits about him last year, and he was a White Tiger. So Johan will be just fine. Just For Me and You emerged as what I knew and everybody else knew she was. A very talented filly the other day. Caught a lot of eyes the other day. Had a lot of messages about Just For Me and You. So great for Felix, our blacksmith, that shoes for us. He is a vast majority owner of this horse. He has the brother and talked us into buying her, and he was really impressed with her. Knockdown, drag out every week. She's good. This Even Steven, not just Even Steven, obviously near the top of the heap every week, and looked great again last week. Trained good again this week. Not that shocking. Libero Hanover again. I haven't got a chance to go with this guy. I have a sneaky suspicion we put some toe weights and bell boots on him, we'll really be able to mush him through the turns. I saw the last time he went, Danny was protecting him a bit in the turns. No concerns. Certainly no concerns for me. This horse has always been even keel from day one. No, day two. Day one he tried to destroy everything. Day two, since day two, he's been good. McPherson Thunder, back going now. Another horse. We had an injury here I'll talk about in a second with Miss Mischief Maker this week. She cut her leg open. This guy cut his leg open about 2 weeks ago in the trailer. Miss Mischief Maker did it in the stall. Both are unfortunate. Neither are major. Both required stitches, but superficial, no injuries at all. And McPherson Thunder's back going, looks good. So does Marzank Hanover, look good. Actually, no, didn't look good. Looked okay last time. A little flatter than I'd like to see her. Has a great gait, this filly. think she's got some good work in front of her. Good work in front of her, but she might have been a little sick or something. I don't really know, but I know that dollar for dollar, day in, day out, this filly's been fantastic and lights out. Really happy with her. Master Treaties even climbing out of the rubbish, as they call it here, out of the rubbish. We had him pegged at right around number 69 or 70 all year, and has looked good. Has looked good the last 2 weeks, so good for him. I don't approve of the sire being in the barn, but at the same time, every horse is different. I'm not going to totally judge him on his papa. That will be up to him. Very happy with what I've seen from him. McNugget, somebody said, she didn't train that good. McNugget's trained good almost every time we've gone with her, and I fully expect her to be fine and train good, in the coming weeks also, and right into the summer. Now, for those of you waiting, or you didn't even know about it, I see there's some pictures arriving in my inbox. Those are of our Australian Heston Blue Chip filly. So we'll have those out to you hopefully also. So McNugget's been good. Miss Brampton Beast, what do I got to say? But I don't understand. Miss Brampton Beast has always been one of our best fillies. She looks like $1 million. She's a powerhouse. She can fly. And I look, and there's still shares there. So I don't know. I guess everybody's going to wait till she costs a lot of money, I guess. I don't know. But I've been very, very happy with Miss Brampton Beast. Miss Mischief Maker, I said she cut her leg. She's going to have an easy week this week. I guess that bruise she had in her foot was still bothering her a bit. She trained good. Then they put her in the stall. She rolled. She did something and cut her leg open. She cut her leg open, needed some stitches, but there won't be any problems with it healing. Just keep it clean and give it time. She's going to have a pretty easy week of it this week. Hand walking, light jogging. She will not train this week. Probably will miss the next drone session also, but trained fantastic on the weekend, James told me. What else do we have? Muscle Chrome. We backed off with Muscle Chrome a couple of weeks. Everybody was having a shit fit there. Oh, why didn't she train? Why didn't she school? These horses are going to get sore. That's why we train them the way we do. If they have knees, bad knees, like Cheatin' Dixie did, which was probably the worst that you could see, but we saw her knees were bothering her. Changed her footwear. Backed off with her. Worked on her knees. Now she's good again. Muscle Chrome, if you looked at the last drone session, she was skippy in the turns. Somebody said it's behind. It's not behind. It's up front in her knees. She's taking weight behind, interfering and getting out of gear. Simply backed off with her a couple of weeks. Mario called me the other day, said, I trained Muscle Chrome, by the way. She trained great. I'm not surprised. Just need a little time, Every horse is different. Where are we at? Nancy Allison, talk about different horses. The most stubborn animal I've ever come across. Oh my goodness. Oh, she can fly. I think she'll make it, but she's going to take a lot more work than these other horses to get them there. To get her there. She just looks like she's making huge gains. She trained so good maybe 3 weeks ago. This, not the last drone session, the one before. And then just come out and threw a complete clunker in. And very frustrating filly, but very fast. I'm sure she'll get there. Need your opinion. She has fun on the track. She's a nice filly. Does her work. Again, she's one of these fillies that's going to grind along, going to get to the races, and hopefully do some good for Matt. Because, Matt Chappell had sent this filly and owned some horses with us. Great guy. He bred this filly, and outside of himself, I'm your number one fan. I hope she makes it to the races and does well. Olympic Hopeful made a break last time. Jason said she a little out of gear in the turns, but they'd scraped all the snow off. Remember, I told you the track was a little hard for some of them. I think this filly was one of them. We made a few little shoeing adjustments. I think she'll be fine next time out. Overdue Mission has been great the last 3 weeks. This filly has really come on. Really come on. Not shocking. I'm happy, but not shocked that she come on. Really impressed with what I've seen from Overdue Mission over the last month. Another filly that's really opened a lot of people's eyes, Path of Totality. I told you, Path of Totality, once she started to get healthy and put some weight on, you were going to see the filly that we bought, the filly that I saw, the filly that you could see the talent in her and the breeding in her. You were going to see that filly at some point. You're starting to see her now. She looks fantastic. Really impressed with Path of Totality. Pine Creek's a filly you're not going to see coming forward. And you're, oh my God, you see Pine Creek today. But she's not making breaks anymore. She's doing her work now. She's trotting now. She's getting stronger. She's doing 1.5 miles and looking good doing it. Pine Creek might shock everybody by the time we get to Ohio. We'll see. Really Blue Chip, here's a filly that took control last week. I know we had some people saying, knockdown drag. Knockdown drag out looks good any week. And anytime you see a horse jump up and trot with those fillies, it's impressive. Really Blue Chip. took the cake last week. She looks impressive. This is a really, really talented filly. We've got some good horses from New York this year, don't we? Really blue chip, going to New York. What about Bottle Red? What about Brush Cut? Get some nice horses heading to New York this year. Rocking Out Loud, good. I think you're going to see she's going to be pretty quiet, I think, right up until qualifying time. She's going to do her work, but she's not going to turn any heads. She just does her work, does it as good as she can. Goes a little cranky sometimes, but every time you call on her, she's there and she works harder. So that's all we can ask for. Rooney Blue Chip, I'd said to owners, you might get him checked out this week at the vet. Danny told me he was trotting good. He thought he was fine. I'll go with him when I get back, probably on Wednesday. If I can drag my butt out of bed on Wednesday early enough, maybe I'll go with him to see how he feels. They didn't want to take him to the vet, didn't think it was necessary. I'll make that decision on Wednesday. Either way, I don't think there's anything serious, but I would like to know what's going on with him. If it's his knees, we can back off, much like we did with Muscle Chrome for a few weeks. Probably what it is. He's a big, big boy. Rose Run Valiant, that splint's cryo now. He should be coming good. I know we bought him early. We were putting work into him. He's looked really good some days and mediocre some other days. We're going to start really pushing this colt now for the next 3-4 weeks. I want to get all the wrinkles out of him, and I want to see the best form of Rose Run Valiant in the near future. And if that means castration, or if that means just a little more work or some shoeing changes, get the corks off him, we'll get it done. You're going to see the best form of Rose Run Valiant to date in the coming weeks. Rose Run Versatile, heck, I didn't really get her update on her. Really doesn't matter. We have like 2 partners. Amy and I own the whole horse. We don't even own her yet. We haven't paid for her yet. I have to pay Rose Run Farms for this filly. That was a deal. I didn't pursue it. Archie did. Told us he wanted to send the filly up, get her sold. Then we had to have OCDs taken out of her hocks. Now she's back going. I am going to, obviously Amy and I want to keep a big chunk of this filly anyway, but she's ready to start training a little bit harder now. I noticed she was running in pretty good when James went with her last time. He said he couldn't really put his finger on it. It was there. It was obvious that she was on the right line, but he said he couldn't really say what was bothering her. I'm going to say she's a trotter. It was probably her knees. She's had a pretty easy time of it the last 2 weeks with the weather the way it is. So we'll get a good look at her on Wednesday also. Another horse that's going to be on my Wednesday list. Sebastian Ray. Sebastian Ray's look good. Anytime anybody goes to them, they say how much they like him. How can't you? Sure, he made some breaks when we first broke him, but he looks good now. He's got a little growing up to do. Got a lot of pedigree behind him and a lot of speed. So I would fully suspect Sebastian Ray will show up when we call on him at any point throughout the training and hopefully this summer. Sebastian Yu. This is a horse I did castrate. I gave him some time. Thought he was a little immature in the knees. He was going through a giant growth spurt. I said, you know what? Let's cut him. Leave him alone for a couple of weeks. Just jog him and see how he feels. Another horse that will be on my Wednesday list when I get back will be Sebastian Yu. Sometimes things happen. I know you guys are watching to make breaks and get out of gear and do things. Just take your time. This is a giant colt. Big colt, training on a half-mile track with corks on. Lots of time to get this guy 100%. I love his attitude. I love his work ethic. Absolutely no concerns with sometimes things happen. Spend That Money's really come on the last little while. Been happy with what I've seen from her. She does everything right on the track right now. Did get out of gear a couple of times in the turns. Will she need the hobbles? I don't know, maybe, but maybe not. I'm going to take her time with this filly. Another horse that I think very, very highly of. Spirit of Dio. Here's a horse that made a couple of breaks. She's going to find her way onto my list also. The only reason I say that is because I think what she did before she made those few breaks will show everybody how talented she was. We had her right up with the best bunch of fillies, and she was right there with them. Right there with them and looked fantastic. 2 training sets ago. Did make a break at the wire, maybe even after the wire, in with Knockdown Dragout and really blue chip. But a lot of talent here. We're going to make sure we get that straightened out. Sunshine and Shade, talk about a lot of talent. This thing can fly. Nice colt. This is another Sunshine Beach. Told you we were going to buy Sunshine Beaches this fall. I believed in what I saw in this colt, this sire. And with the horses we have, 5 of them, all are training down very, very good. Susie K. Susie's a bit mediocre. But that doesn't mean she can't be a stake filly in Ohio. We need to get her. This is another filly, much like Rose Run Valiant. Horse that's got some talent that we're going to have to start tightening those bolts up, polishing her up a little bit better. We've been going with her, and she's shown some speed that she can trot, but she has made breaks also, and we want to nip that in the bud. So as soon as the corks come off, a lot of these horses we've been making excuses for, the excuses end, and they're going to start doing their work, and Susie K is one of them. And I'm not angry at her, not upset at all. Just she needs to start doing her work and doing it better. So I'm going to be helping her. She might be another horse that ends up on my Wednesday list. Can't have too many horses on this Wednesday list. I'm getting home Tuesday. Trafalgar, very talented filly. Can't say enough about her. This is a Dally filly. This is a Dally filly who's a half-sister to Buckingham. Buckingham has always shown talent, resilience, can pace fast. This filly's bigger right now than Buckingham. Taller and stronger, taller and wider than Buckingham now. So put a good attitude and work ethic in her, which she has. You know, you have her sister that can already fly. Sky's the limit for Trafalgar. I really, really like this filly. Time Will Dazzle kind of does her work right now. I was kind of rough with her, chased her along and made her do her work 2 training sets ago. Looked good doing it and was happy with her. Now, I forget who went with her last time. They just kind of went, oh, she made a break. One of the rarest things. She made a break. I don't think I ever remember her making a break, and she made a break in her last drone session. I can't imagine there's an issue there. It was just an anomaly, so to speak. So I'm sure they'll nip that in the bud easy enough. I'm going to completely pass on that because I'm not concerned with a horse that made 1 break that I can remember in their whole training career. Time Al Kazam, big tubby. We're going to have to continue to get the weight off him and start to push on him. Actually, hold on. No, we don't. Remember, I told everybody we're going to have the Ontario horses ready end of June. They're not going to be going and getting ready any earlier because they don't have to. I'm unhappy with the stake program and the length of time these 2-year-olds race. I know we're going to have a lot of people every week. We have people arguing with me and telling me they should have the Grand Circuit and they should. Yeah. We had the Grand Circuit in Pennsylvania. They had the Grand Circuit races during their program, during Ohio's, during everybody else's. Yet Ontario gets to take a break during the Grand Circuit to let their Ontario races, their Ontario horses race, and then come back and devour the Ontario Sire Stakes and make the stake calendar 4 or 5 weeks longer than it needs to be. No, sorry, I don't agree with that. So Time Al Kazam, we're going to have him ready for July 1st. No rush with him. Yours, if you want it, he's another one's going to be ready the first part of June. A little funny colt, this colt. He's not little. It's a good-sized colt, but got a bit of an attitude. Going slow and throw his head and rifle his head and bounce around. And then you go to train him and he was fine. He get out of gear and made a break on Jason, recovered well and looked good last time. Gonna have to get the cobwebs out of his head. This horse doesn't usually make a break when he's going the right way. He's going well. I told you guys that I trained him with knockdown dragout like 4 Wednesdays ago now. Knockdown dragout beat him, but we were flying at the wire. I was very impressed with this colt. So I know he's got speed. Just a matter of polishing him up and getting his head on straight. Utopian, this is a horse I want to go with just because I want to see how fast he is. Danny said he was really good, but he got a little rolly in a couple of spots training last time. He said he can really pace, but we're going to have to maybe pull his hobbles in. And I said, well, why is he getting rolly? Because he stretched out when I saw him. Maybe if he's on top of his quarters a little bit, we'll put a little trailer on him again when we get the corks off. Put a little half-round, half-swedge shoe on him behind. Little set of trailers for a month or so till he strengthens up. I think you'll see a real smooth-gated, quick, fast Big Jim. Watch Av. This horse I've told everybody to watch. Nice colt. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Lots of shares left. That's okay. Just let him train down. I think this colt's got a bright future, and I think he's going to be a really good horse for us. I think he's going to do well this year. We're going to get him to the track, and by the time we get him to qualifying day, July 1st, I think you're going to see a big, strong, strapping colt. Wiggle Delight. This filly has always been good. I was a little perplexed why she was back last week and didn't finish up with the field. This has been a filly that has been tremendous all year. A horse that James and Mario have both said is the best pacer on the grounds. That's both from James and Mario. Now, I have some horses that I believe definitely belong in the discussion. I'm not going to go into that, not yet anyway, but that is the quote from Mario and James, is that Wiggle Delight's the best pacer on the grounds. I'm not endorsing that comment. We'll see soon enough. Will Power Fashion continue to polish this guy up? We'll get him there. Looked tired last time. Danny said all he does is trot. Just a beautiful horse. But he looked tired. This horse, when I saw him at the sale, I didn't think there was a way he could ever look tired. He just looked like a weightlifter. Huge colt, strong. Now he's a little bit flubbed, a little bit fat and tubby, and he's coming though. Every week he's a little bit better. Very happy with him, and I have been happy with him since day one. Zeb Sunshine, again, looked tremendous. The last time we trained in the snow, Mario obliterated us with him, and he looked like the family he came from. And then he got on that hard track the other day. Remember I told you that hawk, he had that OCD taken out of. It's got to get strong, and also with the concussion, it might sting him a little bit. And the track was very, very hard, and I think he ended up making a break on Mario, if I'm not mistaken. But Zeb Sunshine, I saw the talent that Mario professed he had. I saw that talent 2 training trips ago, 2 drone sets ago. He looked unbelievable. Really happy with him. So that's a look at the babies. You already know most of this. Not much has changed except for a couple little injuries and a couple little injuries with some of the babies. All in all, very happy with what I've seen thus far this year, and all in all, very happy with what I've seen in the barn. So that's it for me in Australia, guys. Heading home tomorrow. Long flight, long trip. Somebody said, oh, you had another vacation. It's quite the vacation. I spoke, spread over 10 hours of driving. Now, we flew to Australia, and then we flew into Melbourne. We flew from Melbourne to Sydney. We drove everywhere else. 3 hours to one place, 5 hours to another, 4 hours back. Spoke in multiple places, like 4, 5, 6 places. Did TV interviews, radio interviews. It was fun. I got to tell everybody about what you already know, how much fun a real, an entertainment-based model like ours is. I really got to tell people about the stable and the high points of it, and I think it caught on. Bought a couple of horses in Australia. Got a couple more yearlings now. They're not going to be in Canada, but got a couple more horses to watch. A little bit of a different thing. Their stake races don't start for 1 full year after the yearling sales. And it takes them like a month to break them and train them down, and they turn them out along the way. It's different, but at the same time, I'm happy with what we bought in Australia, happy with how things are going in the barn. Was not happy with the way the things turned out when they started racing them last week, the first week I was gone, but happy with the way it has turned out now. Now, I guess maybe this isn't the right form because it's a yearlings, but Happy Holidays was claimed. I guess that frees up a little more money for some people. I owned a few shares, probably 15 in Happy Holidays, and I know some other people did. Probably going to take a look at what's for sale in the claiming ranks in Ontario next week. And I know I promised I was going to shore up some sort of an agreement with Mark Weaver to buy a horse. The only problem I got is when we went to claim the horse, the 10 claim and trotter, we were short a little bit. So we're not claiming one for 10. Now, a lot of people said they're looking for a better horse. Okay, we'll see. Because we're going to find a better horse, and we'll see what we do in that regard. So that's it. This is my first foray into purchasing a horse at the 2019 yearling sale in Sydney. That was cool. Got to catch up with Tony Basili here for lunch at the sale. We watched some horses go through. Real cool stuff going on here, as it always is at the stable. As soon as I get back, I'm going to have to hit the ground running. We got a lot of marketing stuff to get done, some advertising we want to put in place. The reason you see all those shares still available on the site is we needed them. We needed them. I didn't hound people and get people to buy these shares. Those are going to be earmarked for people in the general public. The next wave of clients for TheStable.ca. So, Australia's been a great success for us. Australia's been a great success, hopefully, for Australia. We got some trainers involved in fractional ownership. We got to make some made some inroads in politics for some real change here in Australia to make it easier for these younger horsemen. And as I say younger horsemen, that is the saddest part about going back to North America. We missed a whole generation. Because of what's taken place, we've missed a whole generation of horsemen in North America. I see a lot of young kids here in the Southern Hemisphere trying to get started up, and I hope they do. So, as always, thank you very much. I'm going to look out my window for a second at the 9th or 10th floor here in the hotel. Definitely treated us well here. Best food, best hotels. It's been a great time in that regard, but a lot of work. Happy to put it in as always. Hopefully 1 year from now, a bunch of us are flying over here to watch our babies race in Australia. Thanks, everybody. I will see you in the tundra, as I called it when I was here. I'll see you in the tundra soon enough. Next video will be on the ground in Canada.